Welcome back, it's Mike Mutzel with High Intensity Health. In this video, I'm going to connect the dots between methylation and glutathione production. And I'm sure you're hearing a lot about methylation, and I just want to preface that I'm not a methylation expert. My really good friend, Dr. Ben Lynch, is. But I want to share with you a little tip about methylation and glutathione production and detoxification. So detox is really hot right now. Every healthcare practitioner that I meet with, whether they're treating diabetes, obesity, polycystic ovarian syndrome, autoimmunity, neurologic disorders, are focusing on detoxifying via glutathione production, among other compounds. But glutathione is one of our most important cellular detoxifying antioxidant, anti-inflammatory compounds. And it's really important that we understand how we get glutathione. And so in this video, I'm going to share with you the cellular mechanisms and dietary strategies, nutritional strategies that you can use to increase your body's glutathione production. So let's take a look. Basically, what I've drawn over here is we have the methylation cycle, which is, this is methionine, so that's just MET is short for methionine. Then we have S-adenosylmethionine, known as SAMe, and I'm going to share with you what that does in a minute. And then we have homocysteine, and then we have glutathione. And this portion right here is known as the transsulfuration cycle. So what we see here is the cysteine moiety from homocysteine is actually one of the building blocks to make the glutathione tripeptide. And if you aren't aware, glutathione is one of your most important intracellular compounds. It neutralizes heavy metals such as arsenic, lead, cadmium, mercury. It's also involved in neutralizing free radicals, which is really important for DNA stability, preventing oxidative damage, and so forth. So glutathione is really an important molecule for everyday living, and low glutathione levels are linked with mitochondrial dysfunction. Remember, your mitochondria is where you burn fat. They're linked with insulin resistance, autoimmunity, neurologic disorders, depression, anxiety, toxin overload. I mean, there's many conditions, advanced aging. I mean, the list goes on and on. I mean, glutathione, no question, is very important. Now, again, a lot of glutathione's precursors come from the methylation cycle. So it's really important that if you want to detoxify very well, not only do you increase consumption of glutathione precursors such as garlic and eggs and whey protein and turmeric and ginger and so forth, but you also want to support methylation. Now, here's what's really important that a lot of folks don't understand, and I've been working with practitioners for the past 10 years, and a lot of doctors don't know this. So I'm going to share with you a secret that a lot of doctors don't understand. So you have your B12 and folate kind of over here. They're going to supply the methyl groups to methionine, and then it's really what we have is like a hot potato of methylation groups. And methyl groups is just a CH3, so it's just a carbon bound to 3 hydrogens. Now, here's what's really neat, is SAMe passes on the methyl groups to your DNA, to your RNA, to your proteins, to make creatine, to methylate phospholipids and neurotransmitters. So when you think, feel, move, emotions, all these things are felt via neurotransmitters. The way that we experience life is through the production of neurotransmitters and proteins and activating genes. And this is only conducted through the addition or removal of methyl groups. So it's fundamental to life, methylation is. Now, methylation is also important for methylating DNA, and methylated DNA is really tightly compressed and is protected from environmental insults, such as heavy metals, such as ultraviolet radiation, such as X-rays, such as free radical damage, and so forth. And so this is where methylated DNA becomes very important, and DNA or genomic stability becomes really important. And this is why the bigger picture of methylation is really important, because no one wants to succumb early to cancer or have a child with cancer or something like that. And so this is why methylation is really important. We want our DNA to be methylated so it's very protected around these histone-like proteins. So what's really unique here is this compound right here called S-adenosylhomocysteine is actually in equilibrium with homocysteine. And there's more to the story. Not only is it in equilibrium with homocysteine, but S-adenosylhomocysteine blocks SAMe from passing on these methyl groups from B12 and folate. So what are we talking about here? Let's zoom out. So if you have elevated homocysteine, you're not making glutathione, and you're not methylating well, because these two compounds are in what's known as thermodynamic equilibrium. And if we look at the stability in this equilibrium equation, SAW, or S-adenosylhomocysteine, is actually more thermodynamically stable. So it's more stable than homocysteine. And what the problem with that is SAW, S-adenosylhomocysteine, actually inhibits SAM from passing on the methyl groups to DNA, RNA, phospholipids, neurotransmitters, and creatine, which is a really big problem. So again, just to zoom out again, your blood levels of homocysteine are high, you're not making glutathione, and you're not methylating. So you're going to have hypomethylated DNA, DNA that's more susceptible to free radical damage, ultraviolet radiation, x-rays, and so forth. You're not going to be making creatine, and creatine is necessary for weight loss, for improving muscle protein synthesis, for sports performance, for neurologic function, and also your phospholipids and so forth are methylated from SAMe. So a lot of things can go wrong here. And so I hope that really helps you to understand the links between glutathione production, methylation, and the ability to neutralize free radicals, what we call oxidative stress. And this is the genesis of the Methylation Summit, and the reason why we put this together, because you can't just focus on methylation, you can't just focus on detox, or you can't just take a bunch of antioxidants. All these things are woven in together and they need to be supported together. And so that's the genesis, again, of the methylationsummit.com live event, where we brought experts who I consider friends, Dr. Ben Lynch, Cheryl Burdett, David Quigg, to really talk about all these different topics and synergize them and package them together so that individuals can improve their ability to detox, methylate, and neutralize free radicals safely and effectively, and to figure out which order these things should go in first. You know, should you neutralize free radicals first, or should you methylate first, or should you support glutathione production? If you purchase a course, you will understand, you know, the safe limits there and what you can do in the most effective science that supports those different pathways. So we're closing this Methylation Summit course down at the end of February. It's still going to be supported. You know, we still have several hundred members that are in there right now that have purchased this in the past. But I want to let you know, if you want to dive into these details, then the time is now, because we're studying on the course at the end of February. I have a lot of new educational programs that I'm launching, and I can't focus on, you know, managing all these different landing pages and so forth. So again, methylationsummit.com course is going to be shutting down at the end of February, and you're going to learn more about methylation, the ability to increase glutathione production, and neutralize free radicals from Dr. Ben Lynch, Cheryl Burdett, and David Quigg. So what you're getting is 6 high definition 1080p video audio recordings of that live event. So this was a 8-hour event. You're getting PDF PowerPoints, there's some cheat sheets in there and so forth. And I'm also throwing in a bonus video of my leptin blueprint. So I hope you enjoyed this video and thought it was educational. And if you want to learn more about the Methylation Summit, just click the link below and that will take you to the checkout page. And then you'll get a username and password if you decide to buy it, and you can start learning right away. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next video.